Hello and welcome to this documentary, Today we are exploring one of the most dramatic and defining moments in Nigeria's history. The 1966 military coup. It was the first coup in Nigeria. It shocked the nation. It led to the deaths of top leaders like Sir Ahmadu Bello, Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa and Samuel Akintola, But what happened to the soldiers who carried out the coup? Were they punished? Did they escape? Did they return to fight again? This is the story of ambition, betrayal, war, and consequences. It is the story of how a group of young officers changed Nigeria forever. So let's begin. Nigeria became independent from Britain in 1960. It was a time of hope, but it was also a time of deep division. Nigeria had three major regions. The north, led by the Hausa Fulani, the west, led by the Yoruba, and the east, led by the Igbo. Each region had its own leaders and political parties. The north had the Northern People's Congress, NPC. The west had the Action Group, AG. And the east had the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC. At the center was Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, a respected leader from the north, but behind the scenes, things were falling apart. There were accusations of corruption, election rigging, and tribal favorism, so the 1964 elections were messy. The 1965 Western Region elections turned violent. People were angry, the military was watching. On January 15, 1966, a coup of young army officers launched a coup. They said they wanted to stop corruption and save Nigeria, but their actions shocked the country. In Kaduna, Major Chukwuma Nzeogwu led troops to kill Sir Ahmadu Bello, the northern premier. In Lagos, Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna led the attack. They kidnapped Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa. His body was found days later. In Ibadan, Premier Samuel Akintola was shot dead. Other top military officers were also killed, mostly from the north and west. No major Igbo leaders were armed. So this raised suspicions. Was this really a national revolution or was it an Igbo plot, Who were the coup plotters, Let's meet the men behind the coup. Major Chukwuma Nzeogwu led the northern operation. Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna led the Lagos operation. Major Adewale Ademoyega helped plan the coup. Captain Chris Anuforo, Lieutenant Jerome Oguchi, Captain Ben Buli, Captain Nwobosi, and Lieutenant Emmanuel Ogbu all played key roles. They were young, bold, and believed they were saving Nigeria, but their plan failed. The rest of the army didn't support them, so the coup collapsed in one day. After the coup failed, many plotters were arrested. Nzeogwu was captured and jailed. Ifeajuna escaped to Ghana. Others were imprisoned or executed as at the time. But the damage was done already. The North was furious. They saw the coup as an Igbo attack. So most of the victims were Northerners. Most of the plotters were Igbo. Tensions rose. Trust was broken. In July 1966, Northern officers launched a counter-coup. They killed General Johnson Agui Ironsi, the Igbo head of state. They also killed many Igbo soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon became the new leader. Across the north, Igbo civilians were attacked. Thousands were killed. Many fled to the east. Nigeria was falling apart. In 1967, the Eastern region, led by Colonel Odumegwu Ojukwu, declared independence. They called their new country Biafra. The Nigerian government refused. They said Nigeria must stay united. On July 6, 1967, the Nigerian Civil War began. It lasted for 30 months. Over 1 million people died, mostly from hunger and disease. Many coup plotters were in prison, but when the war started, the Biafran government released them. They needed experienced soldiers, so here's what happened. Nzeogwu, he was released, fought for Biafra, died in battle near Nsukka in July 1967, Ifeajuna returned from Ghana, joined Biafra, later accused of plotting against Ojukwu. He was executed in 1967. Ademoyega joined Biafra, survived the war, wrote Why We Struck, Onwatuegbu fought for Biafra, died mysteriously in 1970. Bengbuli, released, survived, wrote Nigeria's 5 majors. Also, Nwobosi, he joined Biafra, he survived. Chris Anuforo and Jerome Oguchi executed in 1966. Emmanuel Ogbu reportedly executed after the coup. So, most of the top plotters were not punished for killing Nigerian leaders. They were freed and fought against Nigeria. Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna's story is strange. He was a national hero. In 1954, he won a gold medal in high jump, the first Nigerian to do so. But in 1966, he helped kill Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa. During the Civil War, he was accused of plotting against Ojukwu. He was executed without trial or proof. So he wasn't punished for killing Nigerian leaders. He was killed for allegedly betraying Biafra. The Nigerian Civil War was brutal. Over 1 million people died. Cities were bombed. Children starved. Families were torn apart. The war ended in January 1970. Biafra surrendered. Nigeria said, no victor, no vanquished. But the pain remained. The 1966 coup changed Nigeria forever. It shows how dangerous tribalism can be. It shows what happens when young soldiers take power without a plan. It created a cycle of military takeovers and instability. So the dream of a united Nigeria was broken, was shaking. So what can we learn? 1, unity matters. Nigeria is stronger together. 2, justice must be fair. No one should be above the law. 3, power must be earned, not taken. Coups destroy trust. And 4, history must be remembered so we don't repeat it. The young officers of 1966 wanted change, but they brought chaos. Let's remember those who died. Sir Ahmadu Bello, a visionary leader of the North. Tafawa Balewa, Nigeria's first Prime Minister. Samuel Akintola, Premier of the Western Region. Brigadier Maimalari, Colonel Kor Muhammad, and other senior officers. Their deaths were not personal losses. They were national tragedies. The 1966 coup was a turning point. It showed us how quickly things can fall apart when ambition, fear, and division take over. It reminds us that leadership is not about guns or power. It's about service, unity, and justice. And it teaches us that healing takes time, but it begins with truth. The men who led the coup believed they were saving Nigeria, but history tells a different story. Their actions led to war, suffering, and decades of instability. Thank you for watching this documentary. If you found this story powerful, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the 1966 coup? and its impact on Nigeria. So until next time, stay informed, stay united, and never stop asking questions. See you in the next video.